Angie Hacker here with Prosper Sustainably, and today I'm talking with Dr. Douglas Walker. Dr. Walker is a licensed psychologist and Chief Programs Director at Mercy Family Center, located in Louisiana.
So if someone said, Doug, what's the one thing we should focus on? What should we double down or put all our poker chips into? And that would be connectedness. There's a researcher by the name of Daniel Aldridge out of Purdue University. He's done some fantastic work around looking at what we call social capital. And he is really quantifying what we've already known for a long time, that the tighter that communities are prior to a disaster, the closer they are after, and in turn can recover a lot quicker. And so a lot of the programming that we see around disaster response, one of which is what we call psychological first aid. There's a couple of versions of it, but the one that I embrace is the one authored by both the National Child Traumatic Stress Network and the National Center for PTSD. The other, which is a more long-term resiliency-based program, it's called Skills for Psychological Recovery. That's by the same authors. Both embrace this idea of connections or connectivity. But I think it's also the tip of the iceberg as well. I think it can be much more. I think people forget that that we have neighbors and neighbors that we can lean on, not just for a cup of sugar, or if after a natural disaster, a chainsaw or a gallon of gas. But I think it's that connectivity in the future that'll make the difference. I believe, maybe in 5 or 10 years, that we will arrive at a place where we're building capacity in a very, very predictable way. So in the U.S., we have something called Night Out Against Crime. And so communities will plan that event. They'll get to know each other and talk about planning around violence in their community. I would hope that in the future that we could gather as communities before, say, hurricane season, or even once or twice a year, to get to know your neighbors. So when things like this do happen, some many unpredictable. So things like tornadoes today, earthquakes, wildfires are so quick. Knowing your neighbor would be extremely important. So I think that's the future, and I've had the opportunity to, as we'd say, double down on that concept, and have created a program born of a disaster, helped create a program born of a disaster out of Joplin, Missouri. That program is called How's Your Five?